Hey everyone, I'm Mel.
And I'm Cass.
And we're the Day Night Duo. And today we're jumping into one of the most slept on games that we've discovered, Evil West.
So Evil West is, they're cowboys that fight evil things. That's why it's called the Evil West, because it's cowboys and the cowboys are in the West.
And the West is now evil.
Evil West is a third-person shooter video game developed by Flying Wild Hog.
And it's also published by Focus Entertainment. It feels pretty soulsy because of all the dodging.
And the rolling.
Some of the gameplay mechanics are shooting, dodging, rolling, dodging, getting overwhelmed a lot, dodging, shooting, and then learning how to balance shooting with a different thing, shooting with a different thing, and then for some reason becoming the Flash.
Evil West is set in the West. The Old West.
But this time with vampires. And for some reason, everything has vampires. And then for some reason, lichens. And then Rufus and Kim Possible, but piss.
Think of Saw and those contraptions on those things. So Evil West came out back in November of 2022. And for some reason, it was not on our radar.
No, we didn't hear about it.
We didn't hear about it.
No YouTube, no nothing.
I heard about it from the homies at Partio 2.
And you didn't talk to me about it?
I forgot. I totally forgot. I totally forgot.
Okay, so how do you feel about forgetting?
Pretty dumb, because that would have been a dope game to play back then, because we definitely did not have games to play back then.
Cassie and I enjoy playing cooperative campaigns that go straight through a story and take you through like a journey. We do enjoy open world games like Far Cry, but if you're into games like Souls-likes, or if you're into games like Remnant, this is probably one of the best games that I could recommend if you're looking for that version of game, but not as hard.
And if you've already played those games, this is the next one that needs to be on your list.
So when we saw this game, I saw this game on one of those games you should play on PS5, and I decided to get it on PC. So I missed a few letters there. And I was honestly expecting to play another Remnant. I've been looking for a third-person dodge shooter Souls-like thing for a while that's co-op. And any co-op game is something that I'm generally interested in playing with Cass. So my expectations were pretty middle of the road. I expected shooting and dodging, but I did not expect the crazy melee mechanic. This game is very melee forward. I thought it would be more shooting, be a bigger emphasis on shooting, but
I used the shooting a lot.
There's a bigger emphasis on melee. That's why it's assigned to the primary button.
I used the whole kit. I don't know. That's just me.
What were your expectations?
None. Mel said, hey, we should get this game. And I was like, yeah, let's get it. And then I got it. And now here we are. No, when you showed me, I was like, why does this name sound familiar? And then I was like, oh, okay. And then I looked in Discord and I was like, Kale was talking about it and she played through it. So I was like, okay, if they like it, because they're also another Partio 2, shout out to Partio 2. They're also another co-op gaming couple. Another co-op couple likes it, then we'll probably like it.
What do you think is the most unique part of the game?
There's a lot of things you could use in your kit and a lot of different combinations and buttons to remember.
Throughout the game, every level introduces a new thing to your kit, whether it be punching, pulling, shielding, a gun, a shotgun, a pistol, and it slowly gives you that element and then gives you everything it gave you before, plus that thing to introduce into your fight playstyle. So it's pretty overwhelming because the game tacks on new and new tasks, which makes the game fun and entertaining as you progress. But then you realize your kit is bigger than just shooting, just punching. I think every level so far has introduced something new. And interestingly enough, that something new is the most effective thing. But then you realize that you like using your own playstyle. Like this most recent boss we played, because we haven't finished this game as of this video being recorded. And the last boss we played, that level, we gained a flamethrower, and that flamethrower was the most effective thing against that boss, we discovered really late into the battle. So I think it's a cool gameplay loop. I enjoy the mechanics, and I enjoy the dodge mechanic a lot.
Well, my favorite mechanics of this game would have to be the shield pull. It reminds me of Lifeweaver from Overwatch. What I like to do is with this gameplay mechanic is basically take the enemy that Mel's fighting fighting on the other side of the map and steal the final kill.
So I don't get to kill anybody.
Nope, I'll just take them midair and yeah, it's a good time.
So my personal experience of the game is that it's pretty solid and it's pretty straightforward. It feels like it would play like Gears of War, but it plays more like Remnant with a lot more melee mechanics. I think because of it being co-op, it got a bit glitchy on me. Some cutscenes would just kind of start abruptly and I'd miss out on some of the story. Honestly, that didn't bother me too much because it never really got in the way of the actual gameplay. I'm used to playing a lot of games that get really glitchy and also make it unplayable sometimes, and never, except one random weird time, did I have a problem playing the game because it was glitchy. And here's the random weird time. Same thing.
No, stay.
Take a look at my screen and take a look at yours. It's not the same thing.
It looks like we're going together though. Go forward. See if it happens.
Oh my god, it's so glitched.
It worked?
Go.
It worked?
Yes.
Okay then.
So glitched.
In the first chapter, before you get to co-op, you have to start alone. And I found myself frustrated because I'm used to having somebody there. But it is good. It is if you do like Souls-like games, it is just challenging enough.
I do think that the game is a lot more challenging when you play it alone. And it also has this really cool unique mode, which I'm probably not going to play, which is
True Death, where it emulates
roguelikes.
Yes.
Probably not going to try that. I'm too casual.
No, thank you.
How about the story? What's the story, Cass?
I know the guy's name is Jesse, and he's a cowboy, and there's vampires.
Okay, so the story is you're a guy named Jesse Rentier. I only say it like that because I heard the name and I thought it was unique and it got stuck in my head. Aside from that, you're like the son of a person who runs a vampire killing syndicate. It feels like a mix of Borderlands humor, but not so much that it's overwhelming and distracting. It gets pretty like hardened and badass in certain points and then gets really comical. The game doesn't take itself too seriously, and it doesn't feel like too brooding, but your character is has a stick up his ass, probably because everyone's dying. I personally don't think the reason why people should play this game is because of the story, but it does give a cool backdrop and is a cool take on the Wild West. Plus, it reminds me a lot of this band.
So, the loot sounds okay. How to get the loot, the animation, it's all right.
Is it satisfying to loot in this game, or do you think that there's...
I've played games where the loot satisfaction rating was much higher, but this is enough because some of the loot is hidden as usual, or you have to do something to go find it, you know? What is it? Use what's the space?
The flamethrower?
Yeah.
Or punch?
Yeah. Punch or swing to get it, which is cool.
Did you feel like you were encouraged to explore?
A little bit. It's just money. Like there's no guns or anything else for your kit that you can find. It's just money and then there's some skins.
So out of 10, how was the loot experience?
Out of 10, I would say 6. It is satisfying trying to find it because you missed some in the first chapter that I found and you're like, go get that. And I was like, okay. But other than that, could be more. Could drop more things. This game could drop more things. So there are no side quests in this game. It's a pretty straightforward linear story. So once you end a level, you'll get transferred back to like your home base.
Yeah, as we said earlier, it's not really... Yeah, the game really doesn't push you out of the way. Usually when you play, there's like a gameplay loop, a fork in the road. One side is treasure, one side is advancing to the next part of the map. And because we're a co-op duo and we usually play all games co-op, we usually split up and go like, hey, there's a thing here. But since when you play co-op, it's shared loot, we just end up grabbing the thing for our partner, moving on. So the gameplay is really focused on beating up the bad guys and having fun, not really collecting and hoarding.
From my point of view, and I'm very picky at games, if you like Souls-like and you like a decent enough challenge but not too much challenge, then this is your game.
Yeah, the game gets pretty challenging and gets pretty difficult. I think it's just fun enough. And if you're into that classic God of War, and if you're into like those older games that have a linear storyline that just kind of get you to a boss, get you to beat up a bunch of bad guys, and then get you to the next boss, and then you get a few power-ups along the way. The gameplay loop is pretty fun. I'd say it's a 7 to 8 out of 10 in my book, just because a lot of games pointlessly stretch out the story or just give you a lot of busy work to do, and this gameplay loop constantly gives you something more. The only bummer is that I think we played it like twice for like 2 hours each, and I think we're almost done with the game.
Yeah.
So it's fun, it's really addicting, it makes you want to play through it all the way, and doesn't give you too much busy work. So it's a game to its core. and I think we got into it just late enough, so maybe everything was patched up, or maybe everything was great. When I read up on it, I didn't hear about any issues on release, which I'm pretty stoked about, because like I said, we play a lot of games when they come out, and a lot of the times it's super glitchy, or it's difficult to play, or for some reason it's just not optimized to play on PC, even though we have 3080s. But this game ran smoothly, and a lot of people said when we were playing it on stream that the graphics looked great, the cutscenes looked cool, and the gameplay looked really satisfying. Killing monsters and defeating the bosses is really satisfying. It makes you feel good, and the finisher animations are really, really, really fun.
So, Mel, is this game worth checking out?
Yes.
Yes for me.
The DayNightDuo gives it 2 thumbs up.
A double duo thumbs.
Thank you for coming to our first impression.
So give us your first impression on our first impressions.
Let us know in the comments below if you liked it. And hit that thumbs up button.
Ring that bell for notifications.
And I'll see you on the next one. I gotta use the restroom. Bye.
And don't forget to sub to our channel for more gaming content.
Catch us on Twitch, TikTok.
Everywhere. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
You really have to pee?
I do.
Because you're eating healthy. It's challenging enough. Thanks. There's mine. Make it a whole video.